is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video.
We're back.
Back. We're back with the Beast Picks Super Bowl day. Super Bowl, it's 57?
No, I don't know. I don't read Roman numerals.
Super Bowl 57, I believe it is. But
You're definitely pronouncing it weird.
What?
It's a superb owl.
Super Bowl.
Yes, 57.
Super Bowl 57. Beast Picks predictions. Join me. 48. We're back in the studio. Well, actually, we're in the big room.
The grand studio.
Yeah.
Gave us more space and time.
Yeah.
To continue them.
You got the fantasy trophy over here.
What are you talking about? That's the Lombardi.
The Lombardi
That's
trophy.
the Lombardi itself. It's not for a fantasy league. I stole the Lombardi.
Lombardi trophy.
Great. Because of your YouTube, I'm going to be arrested now. Give me the Lombardi back!
Anyways, so today, got one game. It is between the AFC and NFC champions. You got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Philadelphia Eagles because the Eagles are the designated home team, even though it's in Arizona. But
I mean, to be fair, Arizona's an NFC team, so it makes sense.
Well, no, they just rotate them.
I know, but it still makes sense that it's in Arizona. It would be an NFC stadium.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, I guess we after the debacle that was the Pro Bowl, actually can see something really good.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a blowout.
Oh God. So before we get to the actual, because this is only a game that we're predicting today.
Wait, we can't pick more?
No, we cannot pick more. Cannot pick more. So we're gonna break it down like quarterback, offense, defense.
Yeah, we can break it down. We got time.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we break it down individually on each, I don't think it's going to take us 6 years. Well, I guess for starters, the game itself, I should probably just go to an actual, sports book to tell you what the line currently is sitting at.
Oh yeah, what's the betting odds too?
That's the line.
Oh. Okay.
Currently, it's Philadelphia -1.5.
Oh, the Eagles are the favorite.
Eagles are indeed the favorite, and the Eagles should be the favorite.
That actually caught me off guard.
First and foremost, there is an illness going around the KC locker room.
For real?
Yes. Yeah, that was reported the other day. They're getting a bunch of like sore throats and whatnot, and they're not sure exactly what it is. But yes, that was reported that there's an illness. So KC's going into this already hobbled, double hobbled when you look at the fact that
is it any of the starters or
it's just going around the whole thing. Currently, nobody's on the illness report or injury report. But I mean, I'm sure if you got the poo-poo butts or something, you're not going to have a great time out there on the field. And then no matter what they're saying on the injury report, we know Pat Mahomes is hurt.
Well, yeah.
That was a high ankle sprain. I don't care if you're putting him on the injury report or not. He's hurt.
Still played good though.
Yeah, but he's still. It's not crafty Pat. He can't roll out. He can't make magic because of that.
He still made some pretty good plays.
But you're still going to limit him. He's not at 100%. Is what I'm saying. You've got someone not 100% facing the strongest blitzing defense in the league.
But I would also go on the point of, have the Eagles really been tested?
I think so. I think so.
Then
maybe not the playoffs, but
49ers. I mean, like they had nothing.
They were losing at the point when Brock Purdy got hurt.
It was 7-0 though.
But they were still down when Brock Purdy got hurt.
Yeah, but it was only 7-0, and it was because of a missed. Well, it was because of a missed challenge because that catch was not a catch.
That's being outcoached.
But that changes it though. Like if you take that away, then they don't have that.
But that's being outcoached. Nick Sirianni knew what it needed to be done. Get to the line and make sure they can't challenge it.
I don't know. Like that game. Like I didn't feel like the Eagles were really that dominant in that game, and they felt more because they weren't like until like Purdy got injured. Like once Purdy got injured, it was like, oh, this is over with. I don't know, but like okay, so for the quarterbacks, you're gonna say you're advantaging.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Ryan challenged me on this the other day. Ryan goes, well, I mean, if it comes down to quarterback versus quarterback, but it doesn't. It's quarterback versus defense, which is going to skew the pick. And I think Jalen Hurts is going to have his way with Kansas City's defense. They're both very good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But I don't trust anything of Kansas City's defense.
I'm going to say Mahomes, despite the defense. Because I just, with Hurts, like, I mean, he's playing good, but I just, I haven't really, like, at the playoffs, and the playoffs wasn't really that, I mean, the Giants, they kind of blew themselves, but the Niners, you know, I feel like that it would have been a completely different game had Purdy not gotten injured.
So here's the thing, though, and this is where I'm gonna contest that. Even with Purdy in, he threw 4 passes. Yes, he went 4 of 4, but they were pop passes and shovel passes. They only threw 4 passes to receivers that whole game.
Well, yeah,
the highest, but still, he only went 4 of 4, and his longest pass through 4 attempts was 10 yards.
Yeah, and it was on the first possession.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even healthy before he tore his UCL, he wasn't getting anything against the Eagles' defense.
Yeah, but it could have changed if the game had been longer.
I don't think so. I think the longer you turn up that defense, I think that's the best secondary in the league by none. It's the best defense we've probably seen since the Ravens years ago.
You're talking about the 2000 Ravens?
Statistically, yes. Probably the best defense since then.
Not the 2002 Bucks?
No. I'm going to flat out say it's like you have 2 what should be all-star corners.
So I'm thinking you're just saying the defensive advantage Eagles.
Yes, sure. 110%.
And I would...
Which is weird because...
I would also agree with that, the Eagles defense.
But I guess the wild thing is that I didn't realize...
Chiefs.
Do you know who came number 2 in the league in sacks this year?
A specific player?
Team total sacks.
I thought, I thought Eagles were 1.
Yeah, and who was number 2? The Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
But there was a 22 sack difference between the Eagles and the Chiefs, between first and second.
Yeah. So, yeah, I still give the advantage to the Eagles for the D. For receiving core,
how are we facing this, though? Receivers or receivers and tight ends? Because I break it down as receivers and then tight ends separate.
Because obviously the tight ends is going to be a huge advantage with receiving too. I think we should do both at this point. For that.
So receivers, I'm giving Philadelphia the clear-cut advantage.
I think the Eagles would have the advantage because I think the Chiefs, I mean, they're hurting at receiver right now.
The reason I'm giving Philadelphia the advantage over it is Kansas City has more depth, by far. They have more receivers that can make a play. Philadelphia has only 2 of them. But those 2 that they have are game breakers. Kansas City does not have a single game breaker.
Well, Stanley was pretty good in the championship.
Yeah, but that was the best game he's had in his career. That was his career best game. That was his best game of his career. Like, statistically, the best game, including
I was going to say that was his best game this year.
No, that was his career best game.
Because he really hasn't had a good year this year.
No. And that's it. Like, he hasn't been what they thought he would be when they signed him. Juju has been mediocre at best. Kadarius
Tony goes to Juju more though. That's
but
the thing.
But even so, his stats haven't been anything this year. He's a middle of the road receiver, which I don't understand. Being that he's in Kansas City, he should have been so much better.
Maybe he just needs A-Rod again in Green Bay.
Juju?
No,
I'm talking Juju. Kadarius Toney is like the outlier here because he should be a guy that should be an incredibly talented player. Hopefully, with a full off season with that team, maybe it's a better situation. But like, he still hasn't been utilized as much. Outside of that, what do they have? They've got a rookie in Sky Moore they aren't using.
Kelsey. Oh, you're talking about the Eagles, though.
No, I'm talking. We're talking receivers on Kansas City.
Okay.
We're just receivers, not tight end yet.
Okay.
You've got a rookie in Sky Moore they're not using. You've got Justin Watson. I don't know who the hell he is. Like you've got depth. But none of them are a guy that I'm going to look and go, he's going to be the sole reason that they break out the Super Bowl. The Eagles, you are only going to name 2 receivers. I mean, I could name a third. It's Quez Watkins, but like Quez Watkins isn't striking fear into anybody in Kansas City's heart. But A.J. Brown's shown game breaker potential, and Devonta Smith has been the best receiver in the entire NFL, receiver-wise, through the postseason.
Tight ends.
I love Dallas Goedert, but I'd be out of my mind to not say it's Kansas City.
Go.
Travis Kelce, even at 31, is the best tight end in the league.
Yeah, Kansas City for sure. Kelce. I mean, I think if Kansas City's going to win this game, it's going to be Mahomes going to Kelce a lot in this game. And, and that's what they had to do in the championship game against the Bengals. I mean, he got a touchdown. He got major
But I guess this is the thing. The Bengals were not good against tight end. The Eagles are one of the best teams in the league against tight end. Eagles allow, on average, 6 targets, 4 catches, 40 yards to tight ends a game. Their touchdown ratio for tight ends, 0.2 per game.
Yeah.
They allowed like 4 touchdowns all year to tight ends. They've been phenomenal against tight end.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here.
You're the game or
prop betting and the game. Travis Kelce does not have a touchdown.
Do you think he has a catch?
He has a catch, yes. He has a few catches, but I don't think he has a touchdown. Because my main thing here is, we already talked about how I do not have fear for for the receivers in Kansas City. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm trying out single coverage on both receivers. I'm dropping the safety off cover, and I'm doubling Travis Kelce. You've already been very good at covering tight ends all year. You've got a guy you know who can cover that tight end. You double on Travis Kelce. There's no other player on... I don't care if you triple on him. There's no other player on that team that I don't think you can contain one-on-one, and you put everything you have on Travis Kelce. You stifle that offense.
What else did we talked about?
Running backs.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shit shoot. That one's a coin flip, because everyone's going to look at Miles Sanders, but I don't think has 100 yards through the postseason yet. He hasn't had 100 yards. Kenny Gainwell's the top running back for the Eagles, and he's an unproven to a point. But Isaiah Pacheco is the unproven for Kansas City.
I think a slight edge for the Eagles on this for the running backs.
I would say slight edge because that's the thing is they both kind of function the same. They both have 3 running backs they like to use, and you never know who they're going to use.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's got Boston Scott. Fun note, Boston Scott has a touchdown in the last 3 games. Every game, he's got a touchdown.
Yep.
Isaiah Pacheco has touchdowns. I think if you're going to play one player from the Chiefs that I would say, yes, they're getting a touchdown, it's Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah. I also could be coming down if they had a 1-yard line, they do that too.
But they've also, Philadelphia's weak point on defense has been against running backs. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, teams try to get cute against the Eagles. They try to go wide receiver rush multiple times.
What do you think about coaching?
Andy Reid. I like Nick Sirianni, and he's coached a great year, but Andy Reid is one of the top 10 great coaches of all time. I don't know if I want to say top 5, that might be a little loose,
definitely.
But he's definitely a top 10 great coach of all time.
There's been so many all-time coaches, and we would go back to the old era.
Yeah,
too.
So that's the thing. There's so many, but I think it's not unfair to say he's a top 10 coach of all time.
Yeah. Longevity too. I mean, he has no like sign of like
slowing down either,
retiring or anything like that.
He's going to be,
and with Mahomes there, I mean that pretty much is going to guarantee he's going to be there. He can be there for like
Brady and Belichick.
He can be there for another decade. The thing is though, he already had like 13 years with the Eagles too, and it's like he's like.
Just cruising too.
You know, he originally had Alex Smith. They had some good years there, but now he's even better with Mahomes. And he can just keep doing that until, I mean, obviously it's going to come down to him whether he wants to retire or not, but I can't see him wanting to retire with, him having every opportunity he can go back to the Super Bowl at any chance with Mahomes.
I mean, so like, you figure what? Probably at least 12 more years of Mahomes' career, minimum.
Yeah.
12 years more for Andy Reid will put him at 76. And that's not unheard of to be a coach at 76.
I mean, Don Shula.
I mean, how old is Pete Carroll? Pete Carroll's like almost 80.
Yeah. I think Levy when he was the coach.
Okay, Pete Carroll's 71.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, yeah, I think he could go whenever he wants to.
Bill Belichick 70. So, like, neither of those two guys are showing signs of slowing down. 12 more years for Andy Reid puts him at 74. I think
he's
it's
a Hall of
attainable.
Famer already, but I mean, this only just adds to it.
Two Super Bowls?
He's got one.
Okay. He didn't win the one with Philadelphia when he went.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So yeah, I think Andy Reid too. Obviously, we're everything we said, but okay. So the game, right?
Yeah.
So here's my thing, and I already know where you're kind of going with this. The Philadelphia Eagles, to me, kind of remind me of the Carolina Panthers of 2015.
Yikes.
And they were a dominating team that did not win in the Super Bowl. They played like crap in the Super Bowl. And I think that's what's going to happen to the Philadelphia Eagles here. I think they're not going to look good going in. Most of the guys that played on this Eagles, I think there's only they were saying there was 6 or 7 people left from the Super Bowl team that was there in 2017. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to really surprise people in this one. I think the Chiefs are going to grit it out, and they're going to win this game. I was tossing about this for a while, but I decided to make my choice on this. I think Kansas City wins the game. I'm going to give it 31-24.
So, I see what you were doing with the comparison to the Panthers. However, my biggest issue and gripe with that is that team was very good at the time because Cam Newton took that team and had to do everything. And that was why they were stifled in the Super Bowl was, hey, if we shut down Cam, we shut down the offense. Their receivers during that Super Bowl were Corey Philly Brown and Ted Ginn Jr. I'm not going to ever compare this Eagles team that I think has 2 emerging, if not already superstar quality receivers with them. And as much as I am a hater of Miles Sanders, I think Miles Sanders or Kenny Gainwell are better than Jonathan Stewart, who was the lead running back for the Panthers that year. The Panthers won games and went 15-1 solely because their defense was electric. I think this is one of the most...
Cam Newton was electric.
But that's it. Cam Newton bolstered enough on offense, and the defense was so damn good that I think that's what makes it so different. I personally believe that every scenario is just such a mismatch for the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to run away with this game. I'm going to say the Eagles win 35-21.
I mean, that's not a blowout, though.
35-21?
35.
That's 2 possessions.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking...
I'm not going off the deep end there. Kansas City can still score. But I'm going to say 35...
I thought you were thinking Seattle versus
No, I'm going 35-21. Philadelphia's the Super Bowl champions again. Get the parade ready, reinforce all the bus shelters, put barbed wire on the light poles.
Also, I should remind, because I just found out about this yesterday, and I didn't even realize it because Patrick Mahomes won the league MVP. But the last time a Super Bowl team player that won that MVP that year was Kurt Warner, 1999.
Yeah, the last 10 that have won it and been the reigning MVP have all lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's obviously the most recent one, Brady won it in 2017 and lost to the
Listen, you know why I'm confident that Philadelphia will lose this game?
You mean Chiefs will
Or the Chiefs will lose this game? Because Patrick Mahomes made some dumbass bet that he would drink a beer out of Cooper Manning's cowboy boot. And we know that that's never going to happen.
Unless they win.
There's no way that he's going to drink a beer out of Cooper Manning's cowboy boot. They're going to lose.
Alright, and you said 35-21?
Yep.
Shout out to the Packers Patriots score.
Shout out to trying to make some money.
Super Bowl 31.
Trying to make some money. That's it.
I hope my numbers come in.
I have a 15 prop bet.
I mean, the closest I ever gotten was that Rams Patriots Super Bowl, and they wouldn't kick the field goal right before half.
Listen, the closest I ever got was the ill-fated interception on the goal line in the Seattle game.
You mean when they should have ran the ball?
Yes, if they punch in the touchdown with Marshawn, I win $2,000 on squares and another $2,000 on parlays. I would have won $4,000 that night.
So
talk about feeling like you got kicked in the nuts when watching that interception.
So you were feeling like the Seattle players.
I almost flipped a couch.
You were feeling like the Seattle players.
I was
sick on the sidelines.
But I'm telling you, I have a 15-leg parlay. $5 pays me $805 back. Devonta Smith scored a touchdown. Jalen Hurts over 200 yards passing. Patrick Mahomes under 350.
Under 350 yards?
Yep.
Oh, man. I don't think that's going to happen.
The Eagles have only allowed one player over 250 yards this year. And it was Dak Prescott, the game that they had to start Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, but that has no bearing on the quarterback, though. Like that has no bearing on the Eagles quarterback.
But yes, it does, because Gardner Minshew couldn't stay on the field. They just kept turning the ball over. They just kept giving the ball back to Dallas to continue to get possessions. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's still passing the ball and getting yards. So I think 300 is possible.
I don't. Hey, literally, the next closest player behind him to score them or to throw them many yards was Kyler Murray this year, 250, and then Kirk Cousins is the next closest.
Ugh,
Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff are the only other two over 200 this year. The Eagles allowed 4 passes over 200 yards total.
Kirk Cousins, Jeffrey, oh my God.
Jalen Hurts scored 2 passing touchdowns. Jalen Hurts for 25 passing attempts, not completions, attempts. Isaiah Pacheco over 45 yards rushing. Jalen Hurts over 35 yards rushing. Miles Sanders under 85 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes over 20 yards rushing. I'll take that. Eagles give up about 35 yards a game to quarterbacks. How about or not, Patrick's going to get some yards. Dallas Goedert over 35 yards receiving. Devonta Smith over 70 yards receiving. Jerick McKinnon over 15 yards receiving. Eagles tend to give up a lot to the running back, too. Juju Smith-Schuster under 65. Marquez Valdes-Scantling under 60. And Eagles 3+ sacks.
I don't know, dude. That's tough. That's going to be a tough challenge.
I did my homework on every one of those. I'm confident in that. My easier one's definitely my $510 payout. But I also have a single shot. If the local kid, the ECC graduate, Jody Fortson, catches the first touchdown of the game, I win $380.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a great bet.
Alright, so Evan, those are Super Bowl picks. He going with the Eagles. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Chiefs Kingdom, I guess. Is that what they say? They call it Kingdom or whatever?
I think you're supposed to do the chant that's frowned upon.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. Sorry. No. No way. We'll just say Chief Kingdom and leave it at that.
But that'll do it, I think. That'll wrap it up.
Yeah, so, yeah, guys, comment, rate. Well, actually, no, we got to do your shout out.
Shout out to our sponsor, Kyle at Chicken Dip 'Em. His wonderful product right here happened to be placed in my hand. One of the best things, because if you're thinking about Super Bowl, you're thinking about chicken wings. And there's no better way to eat your wings than with this wonderful chicken dipping carafe. Because as my friend Kyle says, Frank, don't just dip the tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely need those chicken wings for the game. They're the best choice to have for the Super Bowl, or as they call it, the big game. You know,
or the superb owl.
Yeah. Make sure, guys, to comment, rate, all that good stuff. Subscribe to the website. Just redirect to the
hit that bell,
the video, and subscribe. So yeah, guys, this has been obviously great first official of the Beast Pick format. Obviously, we've had past times where we've done this. Just classic Super Bowl prediction where my Packers beat the Steelers. I was like showing them that.
I feel like I need to eat a shoe for that.
But yeah, guys, we keep doing this next year. hopefully next year we'll have more doing it in the studio. Obviously, we had to kind of take a hiatus on that and do it more on Zoom, but we'll try to do that more next year, and then maybe we'll do some every month thing during the off season.
Fantasy Beasts and Where to Find Them is officially transitioned down to a 1 day a week podcast now. So there's an additional day that I can film, so that's a plus sign.
But then also, we could possibly do the updates during the off season if there's any trades.
Yes, we're supposed to do once a month. We said we could do.
Yeah, so we could possibly do that too, and then also next year, guys. Until next year. But also, again, make sure to go to his, he does his draft podcast. He's going to mock draft going on very soon.
Yeah,
we're starting to do the
Fantasy Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That's what kind of.
This is our nice backdrop for the NFL draft season when we do our live show. Cover the draft itself. Frank will jump in and yell 17 times, "We need a receiver!"
We did do. We still need a receiver.
Christian Watson's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but we need other people.
Listen, if your best friend Aaron Rodgers actually decided to give a shit about your rookies, maybe they would have developed.
Well, no, he did late in the season.
No.
Late in the season.
Did you hear what Romeo Dobbs said?
Dobbs was doing good at the beginning.
Yeah, did you hear what he said?
What did he say now?
That Aaron Rodgers never once gave him time. Unless you were in the facility for practice, you never got to see him. He wouldn't throw with them off the clock. He wouldn't hang out with them. That's not the way for a quarterback to figure it out. He's very arrogant.
Aaron's just being Aaron. He just wants to do the...
Listen, he's going to go retire anyways.
No, he's not retiring.
Did you see that news?
I want to know why I know he's not retiring.
Because he's going to lock himself away for 3 days in a room and do drugs?
No.
Yes, he is.
That's not the reason.
Yeah, he's going to do drugs for 3 days and come back with clarity.
Okay, besides that, the reason why he's not going to retire this year is because if he retires this year, he'd be in the same class with Tom Brady, which means he might not get in the first ballot for the Hall of Fame.
So the drugs are going to tell him not to do it?
No, he'll just be too busy immunized.
Regardless, Eagles are taking this trophy home this weekend.
Nah, Chiefs are.
Go football. Good luck in your squares.
Yeah.
And until next time.
Until next time, I'm the SS Ultimate Goku. He's the Reigning 48. We're out of here. See you guys next time.
Peace.